Hey guys, welcome to Double Shot of Steelers. I'm Dejan Kovacevic. He's Chris Halleck. We're from DK Pittsburgh Sports. And this program is presented by our good friends at FanDuel. TJ Watt is out of the hospital.
And out Monday night against the Dolphins.
Both of those outs. However, what matters the most is that TJ, by every accounting, not least of which is a rather detailed and meticulous social media post that was put out by his brother JJ. It looks like it was, again, we have to be really cautious about how we state this stuff because we've seen it go bad.
Mm-hmm.
So one side says something, the other side says something, and ideally they're not even sides. They just all agree on it. But for now, it was a collapsed lung.
Partially collapsed,
that resulted from the dry needle treatment. And that, for anybody who doesn't know, that's a form of acupuncture, extremely common.
Yes, it is very, very common. Okay, so let's
in professional sports.
I will read what JJ Watt put out. Now, JJ Watt, obviously, TJ Watt's older brother, so hard to get any closer to TJ than JJ. Said yesterday, TJ had successful surgery to stabilize and repair a partially collapsed lung suffered Wednesday after a dry needling treatment session at the facility. Recovery timeline is still TBD, but all went well, and he's being released from the hospital today. He and his family are very appreciative of everyone's kind words and well wishes. And just for a medical description of what dry needling is, according to the Cleveland Clinic, it is a treatment used for pain and movement issues associated with myofascial, if that's how you say it, trigger points. With this technique, a provider inserts thin needles into or near trigger points. The needle stimulates your muscles, which causes them to contract or twitch. This helps relieve pain and improve your range of motion. So that is, again, this is something that not just football players, but athletes do. And sometimes people in the military will do this. Like this is a common thing. Now, some people stay away from it. They don't like the idea of being punctured. But
I can't imagine why anybody would, but okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel like anybody.
You ever had it?
No, but
me neither.
I kind of feel like I would act like Ben Wyatt on Parks and Rec. I don't know if you watched Parks and Rec.
Yeah, okay. A little bit.
So the episode where where Tom and they're doing their what's it? Where they treat yourself the treat yourself days. And they're getting the needles all over their faces, and he's just sitting there, and he's just stressed the entire way. Like, I feel like I'd be the same way. I'd be Ben Wyatt in that instance. But that's just me. But obviously something went wrong with this, according to JJ Watt's account, and we'll still see how this
most relevant. This isn't something that would be a lingering issue. This isn't something that would affect his longer term future or anything to that effect. It's something that was addressed immediately, and the fact that there was ever even a dialogue about playing Monday, let him pass all the requisite tests, and then from there err on the side of caution. Not to suggest for a split second that football is the priority. It isn't, but the Steelers are fine at the position.
They are
at the edge rusher position.
And I wanted to make sure to if you read the stuff on our app. I did also write about that today, and Nick Herbig and Jack Sawyer both addressed the media this morning before practice, and not just with the fact with this happening, but also talking with Jack. Like, this is December. This is like when like players need to step up and play. And I think about what Jack Sawyer did so well in Ohio State to get drafted. It wasn't just the way he played at Ohio State. It was the way that he took his game to the next level in the playoffs for Ohio State.
Playoffs,
in the college playoffs last year. Like, it wasn't just Will Howard that took his game to the next level. He also took his game to the next level too. So
have the video there.
We do have the Jack Sawyer video.
Yeah, let's put that up here from Jack.
Jack, whenever you played for Ohio State last year, you really turned it on when you guys made it to the playoffs, and not just the team itself, but you did too. And do you kind of see like this December run as kind of a similar challenge that you want to, and that's now you have an added opportunity possibly?
Yeah, I mean, I think that when the games get bigger and the games mean more, I think that the level of preparation, the level of intensity kind of rises naturally. And I think that, for me, like you said, I've always put my best games late in the year at Ohio State. And like I said, I'm just taking it day by day here and just trying to get better and add value any way I can. And so, going on this run, I want to be that guy that, they can lean on if they need me. And whenever my number is called, to go out there and provide a spark or whichever way I can help the team.
Now, Sawyer's going to have a prominent role, maybe more prominent than some might think, because somebody's got to come off the left side.
Yeah, somebody.
Somebody does.
It'll be Nick Herbig to start, though, for sure.
And will Herbig be effective over there? Let's talk about that a little. Let's talk about the alignment of these edge rushers and the utilization, because you can rotate them in such a way that, let's say, the defense will get its usual 80 or 85 snaps in this game. How many, you could see it as being like a 2/3 split for those two guys, and then Sawyer just kind of rotates in for a third. That would mean Sawyer's, you've got guys bouncing on both sides then.
Mm-hmm. I would suspect that there's going to be a practice squad elevation. You might see DeMarvin Leal.
I remember him.
Yeah, you might see him get an elevation this weekend. It would be Sunday would be the day that they would elevate from the practice squad because of the Monday night game. But I think you will see a heavy dose of Highsmith and Herbig, but I think you will see a significant uptick in Jack Sawyer's snap count. Again, when I was looking up the stats earlier, it didn't surprise me that the highest pressure rate on the team was actually a tie between Highsmith and Herbig at 13.4%. Jack Sawyer's is 13%. It's right there. He's done a pretty good job in terms of creating pressure. Now, you'd like to see more than just one sack, sure.
Yeah.
But one of the best things that you can do if you're not going to get to the quarterback is at least make him uncomfortable. And Tua's already going to be uncomfortable. He doesn't play well in the cold.
I've heard this.
We've already kind of got over
heard
this. And it's going to be...
I fully expect to see Tua just like walking in here to the street with like 7 blankets around him going, help me.
Herbig was actually asked about this today, and I didn't think about it because he's also from Hawaii. But yeah,
Herbig is?
Yeah. The
Herbigs are from Hawaii.
Yeah.
Did not know this. Okay.
So Herbig's from Hawaii. So it's like, well, how have you, how do you approach playing in the cold? He goes, well, I went to college in Wisconsin, so that sure helped.
He's checked that box.
Tua did not play in Wisconsin. He played at Alabama, where it's also hot and humid too. So, it's a thing until it's not a thing. Tua's got to win a football game in the cold to get people to stop talking about it.
The defense needs so much more than edge rushing that it's almost silly to focus on it. And being completely respectful for TJ here, he hasn't been changing games this year.
No, but you're gonna feel
his loss.
Yes,
but at the same time, the caliber of the edge rushing isn't going to be what defines how the defense does. Although Highsmith sure did that at the end of the Baltimore game.
I actually
go ahead.
So
do you think they're going to go after Tua?
Well, I think the Dolphins are going to try to go after the edges because that's what they try to do when they run the ball. They try to get out on the perimeter, get their offense. They have a very offense.
So they're going to go at Herbig.
They're going to go at Herbig. They're going to go at Highsmith too. They're going to. No, I'm not saying that that's a good idea. They're going to go wherever. Now, obviously, if you see Highsmith on one side and Herbig on the other, obviously you're going to be like, okay, well, let's test the guy who's been least, not as good against the run. But they are going to test this defense. It makes a lot more sense to try to run away from Cam Hayward than to run into the teeth of Cam Hayward. If Derek Harmon does come back and play,
he will.
We'll see.
Okay,
we'll see. We'll see.
I think I really, really believe that he will.
I for his sake and the Steelers' sake for run like stopping the run, I hope so.
Yeah.
I have yet to see something with my own 2 eyes on the south side, and that's the furthest I can go to make me definitively think that he's going to play on Monday night.
Guys, when we come back, we're going to switch the subject to the other side of the football and talk a little bit more about what the Steelers have to do against that Miami defense, and that'll be right after this.
At DK Pittsburgh Sports, we take pride in coverage that connects our city's fans to their favorite teams. Now, that connection's stronger than ever. Introducing our all-new state-of-the-art app. Find expert inside reporting and original podcasts. Check live box scores. Track the latest stats. Chat it up with our community of thousands of fans, all in one place. The new app from DK Pittsburgh Sports. Coverage that connects.
Welcome back to Double Shot of Steelers. Movement on the line?
Movement.
Now, that doesn't mean false start when we talk about it for this segment. What's your movement on the line between Steelers and Dolphins?
It has moved to 3.
From 3.5.
From 3.5. So the line has shifted just a little bit.
TJ
matters.
Names matter.
Names matter.
Names really matter.
And
And
they
TJ
matter
is a name.
They matter because those guys earn their names for a specific reason. Even if they're not having 2021 Defensive Player of the Year type seasons, TJ Watt still matters. Again, unless Alex Highsmith and Nick Herbig both. Like, Nick Herbig's got to have his... What's the Nick Herbig game that you think of where he just went berserk?
I mean, he's had a few of them, and sometimes with only like 10 snaps.
Right.
So I don't know that I have one that really jumps out.
Well, if Herbig has one of those games and
Yeah.
Highsmith can do exactly what he did against the Ravens,
Yeah.
and both at the same time, unless that happens, you're going to feel
All right.
the loss of Watt.
All right. It's time to check out the latest odds, futures, and win totals on the FanDuel Sportsbook. Regardless of how you think, the TJ effect will either not help, but hamper the Steelers. Lock in your bets today, whatever your game. The FanDuel Sportsbook delivers the latest lines, futures, and specials so that you can join in on all of the action. 3 points against Miami when it's like 10 degrees or something. That's not a compliment from the bettors.
It is not. It is not. I will say, though, when we talk about trends, and sometimes they make sense, sometimes they don't. The whole Thursday night thing, short week, Mike Tomlin on a short week. Well, here's another one for you. Mike Tomlin on Monday Night Football is 21-3.
Days of the week.
You
know how I feel about.
I know
days
how
of
you
the
feel
week
about days
stats.
of the week. I know how you feel.
Jeez.
At home, it might be even better, I think. I don't think the Steelers haven't lost a Monday night game at home since 1991.
TJ playing or not should have an effect on how you think about this game.
Yes.
The day of the week. I'm not there. I'm sure that I will never be there. Let's talk a little bit about the offensive side here going against Miami. What you want is what you always want when you're talking about the Steelers, which is for them to establish the run, and then they don't. And then we say, well, they need to pass to establish the run. And they kind of do, because it is 2025, and you want to make sure that you're moving that box back off the line of scrimmage, moving the other guys out of the box, not doing what Baltimore did, which was hilarious at times, 9 and 10, and the Steelers were like, let's just run right into that and see what happens. Chad asks, how many offensive linemen are actually healthy, specifically at LT? To my knowledge, that's Dylan Cook and people off the street.
Yeah. Now, Andres Pete, we have to see what the injury report is, and I would assume it's out by now. I have not seen it yet, so I'm going to look it up. But Andres Pete is in concussion protocol, so we'll have to see what he does.
He was playing pretty well too.
He was playing pretty well, so I am curious to see, how it's going to play. If he plays, if he is at least dressed for the game, it doesn't mean that he's going to for sure start. If he clears protocol tomorrow, and he can at least be dressed for the game, I think you're feeling a lot better about your depth at left tackle. I would most likely see either of the two guys that they brought to the practice squad this week as elevations, just so you have an extra guy. Doug Nestor's at least been a part of the team.
Oof. Okay.
I'm not-
Yeah, is your question answered
Yeah,
now?
there you go. There you go.
That's not a knock on these individuals. It's just reality as to where they are in the NFL.
You don't want to go into a game with Doug Nestor as your left tackle. I'll put it that way.
We love you though, Doug.
It's not a shot at Doug, but there's a reason why he was signed to a practice squad because he wasn't on a team in December.
Graynack says if Patrick Queen goes down again, there's another one. Does Peyton Wilson take over at the Green Dot? The answer to that is a yes.
Yes.
Does it happen next year to unleash PQ anyways? Oh, I see what you're saying. Let somebody else burden themselves with the Green Dot and just let PQ play football.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you'd have to have a significant. I think the rapport that's being built between Terrell Austin and Patrick Queen right now is like
Okay.
solidifying that. You also are like paying Patrick Queen to be that guy. It's not just his play. It's the voice that he has in the huddle. It's the voice that he has in the locker room, in the position group room, and when they're in the classroom all together. His bravado to be willing to go to Terrell Austin and or Mike Tomlin.
Bravado is one word for it. I'm sure they have other words for it.
Yeah, and have and be willing to kind of put yourself in some danger of some, backlash from those coaches, but be willing to say the things that probably need to be said. Patrick Queen has that ability and has that respect to do that.
Okay.
Peyton Wilson, not quite there yet. I mean, he might after a couple more seasons, but remember, Patrick Queen was a second-team All-Pro whenever he was signed. He came to the Steelers with
A good football player.
Yeah.
Brian asks, why isn't Spencer Anderson playing left tackle? Spence, for anybody who doesn't know, a couple of years ago was utilized at all 5 positions, deliberately so, throughout training camp in Latrobe. They just turned him into basically a science project. and Spence, by every accounting, acquitted himself reasonably well. That is an incredible challenge for any player to take on.
Right.
And then this year, beginning in Ireland, he was utilized as 6-man. He was put out there as the guy off to the right, and then Darnell Washington would come off, and you'd have – I'm totally in favor of this formation, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you get all that much from your wide receivers 2 and 3. I might be mistaken on that one. I'd rather see the Steelers, especially if it's, Winnipeg weather out there, that you'd have, you'd be able to pound.
Yeah.
You got to be able to.
They got to run the football. I mean, I understand.
Got to run the football.
I understand with last week. Last week might be a little bit more of an exception. You'd love to be able to run the ball against your Ravens, but I think that's just, bang your head against the wall, hoping that, you're going to somehow knock it down and not make yourself bleed. It's kind of a dumb thing to do. Arthur Smith said, like, come hell or high water, we were going to push the ball down the field. And that's exactly what they did. And it worked.
Chunks.
But it wasn't just chunks. It was, we're going to attack them down the field because they're a single eye team. They play on one man coverage.
And they singled on Metcalf.
Yeah.
I mean, they were basically begging you to do that. Harbaugh said, please throw deep on me.
Right.
So they were like, okay.
Yeah, exactly. And I think Arthur Smith anticipated that, saw what their tendencies were, and figured that that's the way they were going to play. And obviously it'll be a lot different whenever we see, week 18 when Baltimore comes to town, how each team kind of changes things. But it'll be interesting. But they have to run the ball. It's not going to be like that every single week. They're going to be playing teams that are definitely more too high, and they're going to have to be able to run the ball because they're not going to be able to do what they did in terms of downfield throws every single week like they did against the Ravens.
Defense needs to lay a couple of licks on Achane early. Those ribs will feel it in the cold. You know what? You can turn your nose up here at that sentiment, but that's the sort of thing that actually does get discussed in a football locker room.
Oh, yeah.
When people like me and Chris are not in there. They use military terminology, and they didn't around Al. Alejandro Villanueva was not the guy that you want to be using combat terms with, but they see it as it's us or them.
Right.
And if you have suited up and you have done so in the NFL with a known injury, and in the NFL, of course, they're all known. Well, we think. Go get him.
Yeah.
He made the choice to play. And if he's playing with ribs, they're going to know exactly which ribs. They're going to know which side. And they're going to go at him. And it's going to be cold and it's going to be unforgiving for those ribs.
It is.
When they take that hit.
Now, one thing Cam Hayward said today was one of the things that stood out to him the most about Achane was his contact balance, how just he doesn't go down easily. And he said that the game against the Jets, and he's like, it was like disparaging to watch. Like just when you are getting to the running back and you still can't bring him down, because the
Jets actually, for all their flaws,
yeah,
they have people up front
usually. Well, they did get rid of Quinn Williams, but they still have some other players up front. But that's going to be something like this is going to have to be one of those games in which you don't want to see a lot of missed tackles. They're going to have to find a way to bring Achane down. And just for I did look it up just now. The Dolphins are very, very much a too high team. They're 6th highest in the NFL in too high looks, and they lead the NFL in cover 2 usage, which is the zone coverage. So this is not going to be what you saw in Baltimore.
They're going to defend the pass.
They are going to.
The Ravens didn't care.
No.
The Ravens did not care, and that's actually worked for Harbaugh in the past, so I'm not necessarily knocking it.
Yeah. Well, I think both Harbaugh and Tomlin are a little bit stubborn and just think that they can both, do what they do and it's going to work. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. That was obviously a time it did not work in Harbaugh's favor.
Well, how can the defense shut down the Miami rushing attack? Let's get specific. We talked about that from the edge rushing standpoint earlier. Who else needs to be at their best? Besides, you really need Derek Harmon to play.
You need Derek Harmon to play.
Need Harmon to play.
Need Harmon to play.
Otherwise, utilize Y.A. Black. Ask him to keep doing what he was doing at times in the second half. He did not have a perfect game. It's funny. Black's tape from the other day. You could take highlights of it and you'd be convinced he had a great game. You could take lowlights from it and be convinced he was a disaster. That's actually the way I looked at what he did. I'd rather have him out there than Keanu Benton. I'm probably going to lose that argument because you also want some pressure on Tua. You don't want him being comfortable. And one thing Keanu can do is get after the quarterback.
So injury update really quick.
I could tell you were distracted there.
Does not look good.
Go ahead. Harmon
did not practice. Cam Hayward did not practice, and it's not because of vet rest. It is because of a knee injury. So that's something to monitor going into Saturday.
Cam will play.
I would be shocked if he doesn't.
And remember, today is not Friday, no matter what your calendar says.
Yeah.
For the Steelers, today is Thursday.
Yes.
Because they're just for anybody who doesn't know what the hell I'm talking about, their practice week got pushed back a day because of the Monday night game. So
correct.
He's got a chance to show Tomlin and the coach. Harmon does to show Tomlin and the coaching staff that he can be fine.
Yeah. Now, just for background's sake, and I can't give specifics on this, but just because you see the DNP that did not practice next to the name does not mean that they didn't do anything on the field, whether it be something before the team went out for
in
practice,
the most general sense possible.
Chris
is saying,
I'm just saying, but either way, it's not looking good.
It doesn't mean they were sitting in the locker room watching TV.
Correct.
Okay.
But either way, you still don't want to see 2 DNPs for Derek Harmon when you want Derek Harmon to play. But rest of the list, James Pierre also did not practice today, so that's 2 in a row for him. Andres Peets did not practice again, so it's not looking good for him.
It's a great injury report here.
This is a great. I told you that's why. What you said, I was distracted. I'm going through all the DNPs here. I'm like,
this is all his fault too.
I'm like
reading these off.
Yeah, it's not looking now. The other 2 concussed guys, Malik Harrison, Darnell Washington, were both limited again today, so that's 2 days in a row. That's usually a good indication that if they can clear that kind of final benchmark on the final practice day, that they might clear concussion protocol. And again, we're not doing a show tomorrow because tomorrow's Saturday. When the injury report
Saturday.
Right, real Saturday. When the injury report comes out tomorrow, if there's no injury designation for the concussed guys, it means they've cleared protocol.
They're in.
So yeah, if you don't see any kind of questionable or anything next to Harrison or Washington, it means they're going to play. Aaron Rodgers, full participant today. So
playing. I'm sorry. After that was so ugly.
Yeah, the fact that it's funny because that one looked the worst.
It did.
And he's in a better spot.
In a better spot than Darnell.
Than Andrew Speed. Darnell's also practicing too.
Yeah.
Darnell's looked pretty bad too because he hit the ground hard.
Head first.
And that's
much.
a lot. That's 311
That's a lot
pounds.
of Darnell.
That's a lot of Darnell hitting the ground hard.
Isaac Newton hadn't banked on what it would be like to have Darnell
No.
resisting gravity. Gravity jokes.
Oh, Kyle Duggar, full participant again. So
now, see, it's about time you come through with something we could use.
All right, Kyle Duggar.
I'll take Kyle Duggar.
Okay, I'm gonna bring your spirits back down. YA Black was a DNP today too. Yeah, not looking good. Not looking good at all. A-Chain was limited again today for the
Make
Dolphins.
them one-dimensional, Chris. Why not do the same thing to them that the Ravens tried to do to the Steelers? Why not just say, listen, we know Tua stinks in the cold. We know Tua doesn't want to even be out here. Why not just say, let Tua beat us?
Well, you can do that. You can put all 11 guys in the box.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But it
Not
does
11, but you know.
But it doesn't mean that you're going to stop A-Chain.
Yeah.
They've tried. They have tried doing the too high stuff. They've tried bringing the extra safety down, putting 8 guys in the box. When they've not been able to control the line of scrimmage up front, it doesn't matter how many guys they put in the box. They can't stop the run. And I think that's why it's so important. Like if Derek Harmon doesn't play in this game, I don't feel good about the Steelers going in this game.
I don't see why you would. Denny gets permanently banned from the program. Says, gravity jokes. Why bring the show down like that?
I'm sorry, that's a good one.
All he does is encourage it.
That's
too.
I'm a punny guy.
There's the door, Denny. Don't let the Pat bus over there in the big red lane steamroller you too hard. Ban, absolutely ban.
That's great stuff.
Look at you people think this is funny.
It is funny.
It's just you all come here for the top-notch analysis and you stay for Halleck's jokes. Says the best backup in the land.
No, who will be the backup tomorrow for on the South Side. So thank you, Jose. Appreciate it. I owe you one.
Jose's got the reporting coming.
It's the easiest day to cover in all of sports, by the way.
Yes, it is.
The final day of the week at football, it is literally it's the easiest day.
Used to be the best day. And Friday was my day.
Really?
When I would find my guys in that locker room and just spend time really talking to them. Whether that was Aaron Smith, Heath Miller. I had Friday guys that you would just go and talk to. Vince Williams, Ryan Shazier was a Friday guy for me. Actually, the two of them together were Friday guys for me because they sat in the same corner.
Mm-hmm.
All kinds of really good conversations. A lot of that started to change. Not that anybody cares about this stuff, but a lot of that started to change whenever the players started designating which days of the week they'll talk.
Right.
Which was only about just a little bit before COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like then all that stuff went out the window.
Yeah.
You know, not everybody is into talking at every availability, and that's fine.
But I think
fine.
I think that's why, you know, I don't know if every team does this or not. I've only covered the Steelers at the end for the NFL, but that's why teams like the Steelers have the chief award, you know, where the media gets to vote for the player who makes themselves the most available, who's always the most helpful.
The Pirates have that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So,
it's a nice idea. It's our way as an association, or the local branch of the association, Writers Association, to be able to say thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we do it with we do it with baseball as well here. Penguins used to do it, and then they consumed all of the awards for themselves.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. Anyway, the PEF comes in on a Friday, of course. Speaking of people we talk to on Fridays, and says, "Is there a different vibe in the locker room during Hall of Honor week, or is it just another game for the players?" Two ways to answer that. The PEF. One is during the week preparation, it doesn't come up at all. I mean, it's not even an afterthought. It's part of the pregame. Okay.
Yeah.
They're not. You're not thinking, man, I really want to win one for Ben and Marquise, and you know what I mean. And well, I mean, maybe Joey Porter Jr. is thinking about it this week.
Joey Porter Jr. is gonna be thinking about it.
But for the rest, the reason I separate the two is that on game day, there's going to be an understanding of who's in the building. There's going to be an understanding of what the crowd is going to be reacting to. And it's going to be a combination. And the head coach will be the one who brings this up, and it'll be the night before. He'll say, listen, because he loves to set stadium settings.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
He's going to say, Monday night, whole country's watching. He'll make something out of the Dolphins, meaning because of Jalen Ramsey and Jonnu Smith. He won't bring up Minka in any negative context. That would be a great way to lose those guys.
Yeah.
And then he'll say, and we're going to have a ceremony here to recognize one of the truly greatest Steelers, plus, legendary offensive lineman. Work your way around the room. Let them all know who's being recognized here. And then Joey's dad, and he'll point over to Joey. I'm going a little too far here with the hypothetical, but you get the idea.
Yeah.
He'll make it a point at that time. So it won't be something that's in the run-up. It'll be something that's part of the whole. And you know what else? Don't laugh this off. Color rush.
Mm-hmm.
There's something about putting on a different uniform, especially a really good-looking one like that. And you just feel a little bit different, fresh start. Yeah. We're going to go out there and we're going to kick some tail and we're going to look good doing it.
There are a few different ways.
Football, man.
There are a few different ways that they're going to be motivated to try to win this game. And it's almost regardless of the standings. Things like it's Monday night, it's at home. This team doesn't lose on Monday nights at home. But I know for a fact, just as you know for a fact, as you've been talking about it, that when the greats from this franchise's history are in the building, that it means a lot more to Mike, and it also that trickles down to the rest of it doesn't mean they're perfect. It doesn't mean they always win.
Right.
But I also don't think it's a coincidence that when they beat the Colts, that the Super Bowl 40 team was in the building that day and was honored that day. So I'm not saying go to your FanDuel Sportsbook and bet your life savings on the Steelers -3. Not saying to do that. You never know what's going to happen. Devon Achane can come in and be like, listen, you guys can have all your sentiments and not losing at home on Monday night since 1991 all you want. I'm going to run for 300 yards if you guys don't have Derek Harmon on the field.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, anything can happen. But I also think that there's going to be plenty of motivation for this team to win. And plus, I think they're really, really going to want to win, not like for TJ. I mean, you were in the stadium when the Steelers were playing that. Now, I understand they lost. It was Jesse James Day. But when Ryan Shazier was shown on the broadcast,
yeah, it was different.
I know they wanted to win that game for him badly.
Yeah, and what you'll see here,
a different situation, by the way, with Ryan and TJ.
I'm also forgetting, and I shouldn't, when you talk about the Monday night intangibles and pageantry and all that other stuff and the atmosphere, is let's remember what happened at the last home game.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that one up too.
So you will want something. The head coach will want something that gets everybody in the right frame of mind, meaning in the stadium.
Yeah.
The humans in the stadium, in the yellow seats. That could be his choice of introductions. It might be that he says, let's go with the offense just because they're coming off a pretty decent game and you can get a big cheer for DK Metcalf and whatever else and Aaron Rodgers. It goes to how they perform on the first possession. They usually do really well for some odd reason.
They have been doing
on the
really
first
well
possession
this season.
He's going to want the defense to have a 3 and out. Of course, I'm stating obvious things here, but I'm just talking about from the standpoint of the getting everybody into this. Let's get behind our football team. Let's get behind, the head coach or whatever. Maybe that's in his head. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so, as I say that out loud. Chloe asks why, my mom asked me why Chris Boswell never talks. I was like, is there anything to really talk about? Boswell hates it.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't dislike it. He hates it.
Which is funny because right at the end of the 2022 season, which was not one of his better seasons, by the way, I remember having a conversation with him, and it was like on the record conversation. It lasted for like 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
For a one-on-one post game, that's pretty long. And I thought it was pretty good. Like, he was willing to talk about things. He was willing to talk about the season not going the way he wanted it to go. He didn't run away from it.
If you get him alone, meaning
Yeah.
the one-on-one thing, I've had no issues talking with Boz. I know what he doesn't like is when he sees the whole pack coming over and he's like, he'll say some bad things.
Yeah, he doesn't like it. And unfortunately, he's already had to do that once this year.
Yeah, but then he asked like a couple people to just kind of go over to a certain corridor so he could get away from the.
What game was that? I'm trying to remember which
it
one.
was on the road. I know
it was on the road.
Yeah, I don't remember where. There have been so many of these trips and games and everything else now. Wandering Warrior says maybe Aaron Rodgers will be able to throw across the middle. Maybe that would make a difference all by itself in terms of opening up the running game. You mentioned the attempted completion or the attempted pass to
Thielen. Yeah.
Thielen, that if it's complete, maybe changes a little bit of what Baltimore does. Obviously didn't matter since it was batted down at the line of scrimmage. We'll see. I'll believe they throw over the middle when I see it.
No, I agree with that. But listen, if there's a week that they're going to do it, I mean, again, I just rattled it off, earlier in the show. Dolphins are 6th highest in the league at too high, which, by the way, too high is middle field open.
Yes.
That is literally the name of the look. And cover 2 is what they run. They run cover 2 more than anything else, which again is too high safeties. You can attack the middle of the field. You just can. So we'll see. We'll see.
These gravity jokes are falling flat, says
geez.
Mike.
Part of
Did you hear that door slamming there in the background? That was on you.
Part of the hilarity for me is just the fact that you don't like them so much.
No, but it's not. I'm not. You know that it's real.
I know it's not. I know that's not a show. You really don't like pun jokes at all.
Man.
There are some people that just don't like them at all.
Yeah, Skunkworks brings this up too. Usually when we bring up the Skip Renegade subject, I want to skip the subject entirely because people start talking about superstitions and jinxes and stuff, whether or not Renegade works, as if we're all in 4th grade or something. But there's a real reason to wonder about Renegade Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
When do you use it? You better be the Steelers better at least be playing a decent game. You're not going to put it up there for nothing. Down 16 points or whatever that idiocy was.
Yeah. Well, they do play it every game. I mean, every single game
when they get blown out, they don't.
Really?
Yeah. No,
I don't think
not play.
I don't think I've been
I
in
have.
a game. Okay. Now, because I'm going to say, like, if they're up, at all or even multiple scores in the 4th quarter and they play Renegade, there's not going to be one person booing.
Oh, no, they're going to be into it.
Yeah.
You pick your spots when you need a defensive stand. But I think in this case, there has to be a sense, an awareness, a feel for the city when you do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Has the team gotten behind, or has the crowd gotten behind the Steelers tonight?
Right.
You have to feel that. And, I've always noticed too here, please don't take this the wrong way, but there's such a divide between how people feel about Renegade online and how they feel about it when they're at games. They love it.
Yeah.
It's a part of the experience.
It is.
It's one of the reasons you look forward to going to a game at Acrisure Stadium.
I mean, even last home game when they played it, obviously you hear the booing. I mean, that was loud enough for I mean, you could have been down at PNC Park and heard it. But I still looked around the stadium. I still saw, for some of the Steelers fans that were still there, like they were still waving their terrible towels and everything. Like that, there were some fans that were still trying to get into it. But obviously by that point, with everything that had been transpiring, enough people had been pissed off enough to be like, yeah, no, not right now. It was like the angry teenager. Like, the teenager's angry, and instead of just leaving them alone, you're going to try to cheer them up, and that it's just going to backfire.
James Chamberlain says, I'm not sure if this is accurate. I'm going to assume he did some research on this. I wouldn't trust Aaron to use the middle of the field too much. He's been awful there at a high percentage. I don't know of an Aaron Rodgers that can't throw over the middle of the field, James.
I'm sitting this one out.
We will respectfully.
I'm sitting this one out.
I think we're both going to duck out on this one because it's
not duck out. I'm sitting out. Sometimes you can bring up facts and it doesn't matter for some people.
Aaron Rodgers can throw to the middle of the field.
He's done it for a long, 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 long time.
Long time. Hierarchy question. Always the obligatory hierarchy question. Can Aaron call his own plays?
Absolutely.
The answer is yes. He can go to the line of scrimmage. He can check out. He can check in. He can audible. He's Aaron Rodgers.
Arthur Smith is not going to put clamps on Aaron Rodgers. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to. This is not a situation in which Justin Fields is your quarterback and you're pretty much trying to, yeah.
Last question for the day. Dwight Jefferson asks, will the season ticket holders sell out to Dolphins fans or will the cold keep their seats empty? You make your plans for football travel way before there's a 14-day weather forecast.
Yeah.
That's the best answer that I can give on that one. Miami fans will travel. They're not new to that. Don't think of the Dolphins the way you think of other Miami sports.
No.
They have an actual fan base.
Yeah.
And by that, I mean a fan base that sticks with you past a championship. Marlins win the World Series, and then the stadium's empty the next season.
Yeah.
The Panthers have won back-to-back Stanley Cups. They're north of Miami, but they're a Miami team.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, the first time the Panthers fall off, that place, it's not going to be empty as it was.
No, but the jokes about the arena go back pretty far.
They'll come here. Yeah. They will come up here. They'll be really uncomfortable, and it'll be really fun to watch.
Okay, so I'm thinking of
Sell a lot of hats.
We'll sell hats, says the boss.
I'm thinking of like when the Dolphins were here in, what was it, 2016?
Yeah.
For that playoff game?
Yeah.
How do Dolphins fans travel for that
They
one?
do. They come up.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll see them.
Yeah. I mean,
it
makes sense.
The question that Dwight asks is, will the season ticket holders sell out Dolphins fans? It's a sensitive subject a little bit around here that such a massive portion of the tickets in that stadium are committed to people who don't live anywhere near Pittsburgh, which would be fine if they'd show.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of them don't.
Yeah.
Because they're just like, the team stinks. I'm mad at them, whatever else here, or I'm just going to put these up for sale. And they go up for sale to anybody, not necessarily to people who are here.
Yeah.
So different thing here. We're gonna check out for today, but not before another banning that we have at hand. Redeemed Love says, I just read a book on anti-gravity. It was impossible to put down.
Oh.
These are fun.
That's not so good.
I like fun.
I can't hear you over there.
You people,
Still,
keep
can you make out
going,
what she's
keep
saying?
We do
What's she saying?
I mean, I think we saw a comment not that long ago. Yeah, here we go. Where's Dolly's mic already?
Where's Dolly's mic already? Yeah. Yeah.
Be careful what you wish for.
Eldon says, anti-gravity? What's up with that?
I'm enjoying it. It's so good.
You're all the worst. I have no use for any of you. And no, I'm not sleeping on the couch tonight. She's the one that's not getting the microphone. She's the one who's in trouble.
First of all, it's my decision one way or the other.
Also, she actually did sleep on the couch last night. It's not my responsibility. She fell asleep in the living room.
Hey,
I was just like,
I can't tell you how many times I've crashed out on a couch or on a, it happens.
there was a weighty downs joke to be told somewhere.
Oh,
in
there
this.
was a weighty downs joke. to be
Newsboy
told.
gave it a shot, but just fell a little bit short. A
Mm,
little bit short there. Weighty downs.
that would have been good. See, you can do it. Just embrace the dark side.
All this show does is drag you down. Terrible. Inexcusable.
I'm still a fan of my Tom Petty puns from shows or the show we had a few weeks ago.
No, it wasn't any good, actually.
Oh, it was phenomenal.
Nah.
It was great.
He was so good. He's still holding it
A Tom Petty joke would have been great for a show that centered on gravity because we could have had a free falling joke.
Correct.
Free falling jokes. See?
There we go. It's like it's gonna be like the movie trivias. Like they all circle back to Kevin Bacon. Like everything always circles back to
70
Kevin
degrees
Bacon.
separation.
Yeah, everything's gonna circle back to Tom Petty from now on.
Michael says that the show has gravitas today. This show lacks gravitas in a big, big way. Why are you still watching this?
This is the part of the show where the show just goes off the rails.
That's what happens if you don't have another show after it.
Yeah, it goes off the rails.
No, Andrew earns the final banning of the day.
Oh,
Says,
no.
why doesn't DK like German sausage? Because it's the worst.
I've heard that joke several times.
Mhm.
I've got
Man, he didn't even get her to laugh at that.
This was just skating down the middle.
The PEF says DK doesn't like being pun-ish like this.
That's funny.
It's good stuff. Good
All right,
stuff.
guys, we're going to cut this one off mercifully at this stage here and say goodbye to everybody. And a reminder here, by the way, that we now have a double shot of Penguins.
Mhm.
That is every Monday through Friday at 3:30 p.m. So it kind of smoothly segues into this one.
Therefore, there's no room for fun.
Right. We don't do any of this silliness on that show. It's all serious hockey talk.
Actually, it makes a lot of sense because which state has the greatest number of dad jokes?
Oh, no.
Pennsylvania.
Okay, I think he's not going to be part of it. The show anymore. I'm getting a microphone for sure.
You sign off. I'm out of here. Just, you do it.
You guys enjoy your weekend. We'll be back on Monday to talk about everything about Steelers and Dolphins ahead of kickoff.